So, thinking about starting an Airbnb in Las Vegas, Nevada, I mean, we are a top destination in the world for tourists to come travel and vacation. However, it's not going to be as easy as you may think. Stay tuned for 10 reasons why you may not want to start an Airbnb here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So you may have heard that starting an Airbnb in Las Vegas, Nevada is really not that easy. I can say in 2023, we're still at that point where it's still not easy to start an Airbnb. I'm going to go through 10 reasons why it just might not be the best place. There's probably other options in the United States that you will have less of a struggle to get the Airbnb. Okay, so starting with number one, you have to own the home, meaning you cannot use the home as Airbnb arbitrage. If you've heard where you can rent a property out, and if the landlord or the owner of the property allows it, you can rent your Airbnb. You don't own the property, but you're still having the Airbnb benefits. That's not the case here. You have to actually own the home. Number two, you have to be an individual that owns a home. It can't be like an LLC or an entity. So a lot of these investors and investment companies that kind of created LLCs to buy investment properties, that won't fly with the Airbnb. Number three is that it cannot be in a master planned HOA community, which, if you are familiar with Las Vegas, that's about 85% of the city is a master planned or HOA community. So that just leaves a small smidge of property open for Airbnb. Number four, you have to be approximately 600 to 660 feet from another short-term rental. And I'm using Airbnb, but it's really for all of these rules apply for short-term rentals. So whether it's Airbnb, Vrbo, or something else, it still applies. So you have to be 600 to 660 feet from another short-term rental. You also have to be 2,500 feet away from a resort property or resort hotel. Moving on to number six is that you cannot have an Airbnb in an apartment building. Self-explanatory. You can't have an apartment. You can't have an Airbnb in an apartment. Number seven is that you cannot have an Airbnb in Mount Charleston. So that might be appealing to a lot of people who want to do Airbnb in a cabin, in the snow, that kind of deal. No, you can't do it in Mount Charleston. Number eight is that you have to have a sewage system in the property. It can't be a septic tank or anything like that. It has to be an actual running sewage. So you don't want to get a property that you're going to have to install that or put that in, because it's going to be quite costly for you. Number nine is that you have to get a license and pay all of the fees. Just like everything else, the city has to get their money. So you have to get a license to do the Airbnb, and you have to pay fees throughout the year. So last but not least, number 10, if you pass all of those qualifications, now mind you, those are just 9 that I mentioned out of 45-page document, I believe it was. So if you get past all the qualifications, you're like, yes, I've got the property, my Airbnb is good to go. Still not that easy. You have to apply, and then you're entered into a lottery. And then from everyone else who thinks that they're good to go as well. And then from that lottery, you are selected to actually get a license for the short-term rental. I think it's about 1% of available housing outside of the 85% that I mentioned earlier. So 1% of the small percentage you have to is what's left for short-term rentals. That's approximately around 2,600 properties in the Las Vegas community. And this is Las Vegas unincorporated. That's a whole nother discussion. I mean, there's Henderson, there's North Las Vegas, there's Las Vegas Incorporated, and right now we're discussing Las Vegas unincorporated, just to be clear. So yeah, so after you qualify and you think you're ready to go, you still have to enter into a lottery to see if you can actually obtain the license. So those are 10. However, I will mention that there are 2 loopholes that I kind of found. One is if you are, so short-term rentals are 30 days and under. So if you are renting out your properties for 31 days and above, these rules do not apply. These Airbnb short-term rentals rules do not apply. So that might be a loophole for someone who has short-term rentals that are 31 days and over. Also, condo hotels here in Las Vegas do not have to adhere to these short-term rental laws. So there's about 5 condo hotels that I will talk about at another time. So If you've got any questions about acquiring an investment property in the Las Vegas area, I am here to assist you. I just want to pre-warn you that Airbnbs, which is what I get a lot of questions about, is very hard to get it here in Las Vegas. There's ways, and I am your girl. I will help you out, but it is not as easy as what you may think. So, okay. See you next time. Remember to like and subscribe if you want more information about living, moving, investing in Las Vegas, Nevada.